4 days from now, at exactly 34 minutes and 32 seconds past 6 in the morning, Universal Time, a 5-story piece of dead machinery is going to slam into the moon at 5,400 miles per hour. Nobody is guiding it. Nobody can stop it. And here's the part that surprises everyone I tell. The astronomers who found it are not alarmed. They are delighted. Some of them have been waiting most of a career for exactly this. And by the end of this video, you will understand why the best thing this rocket ever does might be the moment it dies. Let me introduce you to the object first, because it has had a strange life. In January of 2025, a Falcon 9 lifted off carrying 2 small landers bound for the moon. One American, one Japanese. The landers went on their way. But the rocket's upper stage, the part that gave them their final push, had spent all its fuel doing it. Too far out to be brought home, too slow to escape into orbit around the sun, it simply stayed out there. A dead cylinder, about 12 meters long and nearly 5 tons, looping through the space between the Earth and the moon like a message in a bottle that nobody wrote. For a year and a half it wandered. And this is the first thing I want you to sit with tonight. We talk about space as if we are tidy visitors. We are not. There are dozens of these derelicts out there right now. Old rocket stages from decades of launches, tumbling through the dark on orbits so tangled that most of them are simply lost. No agency tracks them. No law requires anyone to. When they are done pushing, we let go, and the sky keeps them. Except a few people refuse to let go, and the man at the center of this story is one of them. His name is Bill Gray. He is not employed by any space agency. He writes orbital software, and for years he has done something almost nobody else on Earth bothers to do. He tracks the junk. The lost stages, the drifting adapters, the hardware everyone else forgets the moment a mission succeeds. Amateur astronomers around the world send him their observations, a dot of light here, a streak on a photograph there, and from those scraps he reconstructs where the dead things are going. In September of 2025, after collecting more than 1,000 observations of this particular dot, his software returned an answer that made him look twice. The old Falcon stage was not going to keep wandering. Its winding path was going to end on the morning of August 5th, 2026, on the face of the moon. And not just anywhere on the moon. That is what makes this one different, and it is the reason telescopes on every continent are being pointed and prepared this week. 4 years ago, in 2022, something like this happened once before. A discarded rocket stage, years adrift, finally struck the moon. It was, as far as we know, the first time a piece of human machinery hit another world entirely by accident. But it came down on the far side, the face the moon never turns toward us. No telescope on Earth could watch. We only knew it had happened months later, when a lunar orbiter flew over and photographed the scar. 2 odd, overlapping craters sitting where nothing had been before. The event itself, the flash, the impact, the plume, all of it happened with the universe's back turned to us. There is even a lingering argument about exactly whose rocket it was. This time is different. The calculations put Tuesday's impact on the near side, our side. The spot has a name, and I find it almost too fitting. The stage is predicted to come down close to a crater called Einstein, out near the moon's western edge, at the position a clock hand would hold at 10 o'clock. Bill Gray's July refinement pins the moment to within a few seconds, and the location to within a few kilometers. Think about that precision for a moment. A dead, tumbling, unpowered cylinder, abandoned a year and a half ago, and a man with orbital software and a network of volunteers can tell you the second of its death and nearly the exact field of gray dust where it will happen. That is not luck. That is what Newton's laws look like when patient people take them seriously. So what actually happens on Tuesday morning? Picture the scene with me. The stage comes in at about 2.5 kilometers every second. There is no air on the moon, so there is no fireball on the way down, no streak of light, none of the mercy of an atmosphere that burns our debris before it lands. The moon does not get that protection. Whatever arrives, arrives whole. 5 tons of aluminum and steel meet ancient rock, and in a fraction of a second, the stage stops existing. The energy has to go somewhere. It becomes heat, violence, and light. A flash, brief and small, but real. The rock beneath it shatters and the dust above it leaps, a plume of powder thrown kilometers above the surface into vacuum, hanging and falling in that slow, dreamlike way things fall on the moon. When it settles, there will be a new crater, roughly 30 meters across, about the width of a city intersection, punched into ground that had not changed in longer than our species has existed. And one more detail, the one I keep returning to. At that spot, at that hour, it will be lunar night. The impact happens in darkness, right along the moon's sunlit edge as we see it from Earth. Which means there is a genuine chance, not a promise, but a chance, that telescopes watching the dark limb at the right second will catch the flash itself. A man-made spark on the face of the moon, visible from 250,000 miles away. No one alive has ever watched that happen on the near side. On Tuesday, we might. Now let me answer the question I opened with, because I owe you this. Why are the scientists happy about it? Because this crash is a free experiment that nobody could ever get funded. Understand what an impact is to a lunar scientist. It is a drill. It is the only tool that opens the ground and shows you what is underneath, and nature provides them only at random, at unknown times, in unknown places, from objects of unknown size. Scientists have wanted to run a controlled version of this experiment for decades, and on the rare occasions they have deliberately crashed spacecraft, entire missions were built around watching the result. Tuesday gives them everything for free. They know the object, a Falcon 9 upper stage, its size and its mass to good precision. They know the speed down to decimals. They know the place within a few kilometers and the time within seconds. When that plume of dust rises, its brightness, its shape, and its fall become measurements. How the flash behaves tells you about the surface. How the dust flies tells you what the top layers are made of, how loosely packed they sit, how deep the powder goes. Every camera pointed at the right piece of limb at 6:34 becomes an instrument in an experiment that cost science nothing, because our garbage paid for it. There is already a published observation plan circulating among astronomers, coordinating who watches from where. And afterward, the Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter, the same spacecraft that found the 2022 scar, will pass over the Einstein region and photograph the new crater. Before and after, laid side by side. A fresh wound in ground that stayed still for billions of years, and this time, a complete file on exactly what made it. So that is Tuesday, but I want to leave you with the bigger picture, because this event is quietly the first of its kind in another way, and I suspect we will not have to wait years for the next one. The moon has always been hit. It wears 4 billion years of impacts on its face, and that is precisely why it is worth watching. Every crater is a record that erosion never erased. But starting now, a new kind of crater is being added to the record, and it comes from us. We are sending more hardware toward the moon in this decade than in the previous 5 combined. Landers, orbiters, and with each of them, spent stages and discarded pieces with nowhere to go. Some will be tracked, most will not. Because still, in 2026, almost no one is required to keep watch over what we leave out there. The near-side impact on Tuesday will be the first accidental strike we may actually witness. It will not be the last. 1,000 years from now, Someone standing in the Einstein region could find the scar and, scattered around it, flecks of aluminum that began as a machine built in California. It flew once. It pushed 2 small landers toward the moon, went silent, and wandered for a year and a half. And then, on one August morning, it did the most scientifically useful thing any dead rocket has ever done, in front of the whole watching Earth. If the sky is clear where the astronomers are watching, we may all get to see the moon gain a crater. I will be watching what comes back, and when the orbiter photographs that fresh scar, you and I will look at it together.